do you think that the Fed can fulfill a dual mandate of maintaining price stability and promoting employment?
Yeah, it's a real problem that we've got, this dual mandate. And it's been talked about before. That unfortunately, we have to have a Fed that's in charge of price stability and full employment. The price stability, I'm pretty confident they can handle. The full employment, extremely difficult to handle, and likely not possible through the monetary policy. So I would be much more comfortable if the mandate of the Fed was actually changed. This doesn't mean that the Fed doesn't do anything in a crisis. Indeed, it's very interesting. The current chair of the Federal Reserve is an expert at the Great Depression and an expert at knowing how the actions of the Fed actually made the Depression worse. So you can be very active in providing liquidity when there's a run, and I'm not just talking about a bank run, but it could be other types of run. So you can be extremely active in kind of smoothing out a crisis, as the Fed actually did. That's fine. But it's a different thing to start to distort prices. And that's really what's happening. And it's not just the current chair, it's the previous chair. So, part of our problems are a result of Greenspan pushing interest rates so low in the early 2000s that the real interest rate was negative. When you do that, you distort things. And people start to go and because the borrowing rate is so cheap, they start buying real assets like real estate. Okay, so I'm actually quite negative on the Fed doing these distorting things to effectively, like what we've got right now, we've got a negative real interest rate. For business investment, it doesn't matter if the rate, we've got the evidence, is 1 or 2% higher. It doesn't matter. Okay, so it's basically transferring money from different parts of the population. So people that rely upon interest for income, like some senior citizens, they're losers. A firm that's got a pension plan that's a defined benefit plan, you're getting hammered. Huge liabilities they're having to pay in to the plan because those liabilities are discounted by a very low rate. So when you introduce these distortions, you're going to pay for them in the longer term. So I would be very much in favor of changing the mandate so it's clear that we're going to focus on price stability and to be there in a crisis. But to think that we can achieve full employment by printing money, I don't think so. I don't have the intuition for it. I know some people do, but I don't get it. So I think that hopefully once we emerge from this long period of very slow growth, somebody will be bold enough to look at the mandate of the Federal Reserve and modify it. It's about time.